Hello student, this is the fourth video on the theory of equation PYQs, which includes JEE mains as well as JEE advanced questions. Last video I focused more on to the sum of the zeros and the product of the zeros kind of question. In this particular video I am considering all the trigonometry related questions. So trigonometry and your theory of equation, that is quadratic equation involved. So it's very important. I observed that on an average at least in one shift of each session, they generally ask questions based on trigonometry. Still more questions are there. So in this particular video, we will cover quite a few questions, and then we will see it in the next video also. This 19th questions options are here because of the space constraints. So I just put down the options over here. Okay, friends, so we start it again. In coordination with the last video which I told you guys that those questions were of 10th standard level. Those questions were of 10th standard level. In this, since the application of trigonometry is used and till 10th standard trigonometry is very small. So obviously it requires 11th standard application of trigonometry. And that is also not that tough. We will see questions. So there is JEE advanced question and mains questions here. In total 3 questions. So let us start with the first question. The equation, this one has infinite number of real roots, no real roots, exactly 1 real root, exactly 4 real root. Fine. Let us start. The basic step which we know about such kind of question is exponential is considered to be say some number, some alphabet. So let me define, let e power sin x is equal to say some k. So I am going to get here is k minus 1 upon k, because this is the negative power, minus 4 is equal to 0. We have seen it earlier in earlier question also that exponential terms are always positive. It can never be negative. Those basic things you should also understood it during your 8, 9, 10 if you have a little bit of competitive exam addition. So there also you can learn. So that should be in our mind that k is always positive. Fine, it's not even equal to 0, it is always positive. It will 0 when sin x becomes 0. E power 0 is 1. That too is 1. So it can never be 0. Fine, so let me just work it out. K square minus 4k minus 1 is equal to 0. K square minus 4k minus 1 is equal to 0. Question is, has how many roots? So we have to find the value of number of roots, value of x. Fine, first we will get the value of k. So solving this, I am going to get k is equal to, by using the quadratic formula, 4 plus or minus b square minus 4ac plus 4 upon 2. Yeah, I hope that everyone knows the quadratic formula. Fine, so when I will solve this, I can get 20. Root 20 is 2 root 5. That 2 and this 4 taken common, 2 and this 2 get cancelled. So I am going to get 2 plus or minus root 5. I hope this is fine. I am going to get k is equal to 2 plus or minus root 5. Be smart enough what exactly they are saying. So k is equal to 2 plus or minus root 5. This is 10th standard step till now. Now it's a 2012 question, JEE mains. At that time there were no shift kind of things, online and offline. So because of that it is just one question. Fine. So one point is clear, k should be positive, whereas 2 minus root 5 will be negative. 2 minus root 5 will be negative because under root 5 is definitely greater than 2. Because under root 4 is 2, so under root 5 will be little over 2, it will be say 2.22 to be precise. So obviously 2 minus 2.22 will be negative, so that particular thing we have discussed. So I am going to get 2 plus root 5 as my answer. And what was k? E power sin x. Question asked is root, question asked is root, so obviously find the value of x. So it can't be possible to solve it further until unless you know logarithm. So taking log of both sides, that log 2 base e wala, that should be base e. Fine. So ln of 2 plus root 5 is equal to sin x. Something like this I am going to get. Now obviously it is base e, or we can say log. If I have written log, so it should be base e. Ln itself means it is base e. Now I told you guys, be smart enough. This is something, a question which I can see a little. Today's all the questions, maybe 1 or 2 questions. Otherwise, all the questions are very, very important. Means it requires a little brain. In last set of question, I told you that it doesn't require a brain beyond 10th standard, but here it requires a little brain. Good questions. So you can appreciate the kind of selection I have. Ln 2 plus root 5 is equal to sin x. The basic thing which I know about sin x, and you also know that sin x belongs to 0 and 1. Fine, so it could have, sin x don't have value beyond 1, it is between 0 and 1. Fine. Negative is also possible, but we are not interested in that right now. Now look at this, 2 plus root 5. I told root 5 is what? Root 5 is 2.22, so it comes something like 2 plus 2.22, so it's coming to be 4.22. It's coming to be 4.22. I am writing ln as log to the base e, and the value of e is 2.73, something like that. And that equal to some sin x. And say suppose I am just writing sin x as some question mark, just for the time being. Now tell me, if you know logarithm, then you know that what exactly this means. It means that I want some number which is 2.73 power, that is I used to call it log transformation. 2.73 power some number which gives you answer 4.22. And we know that it is possible only when that question mark is greater than 1. Obviously, because power 1, so it will be 2.73, but our number is 4.22, which is greater than 1. So that means this question mark should be greater than 1, but we can't afford that, because sin x can never be greater than 1. Sin x can never be greater than 1. So this is a small thing in this question which you need to catch. Now, this is something, a step which I told you guys. But always remember, this question can be solved in an easier way. What is the easier way? The easier way is very simple. That whenever you come across such kind of case, one root will be negative. That's for sure. We have seen 2 minus root 5. The value of e power sin x. It's an exponential. The reason they have given exponential, because they want to test you guys the basic knowledge of 7th standard, 8th standard, that exponential function can never be negative. So one root always be negative. This is for sure. Now second root, since they are talking about sin x, so we affirm that the sin x is in between 0 and 1, and that is just a test they are doing. It's always, means I can't say always, but most of the time it will at least discard one more root. And here fortunately we are getting just 2 roots, so both root will be discarded, and my answer will be option B. No real roots. Fine? No real root. Don't say one real root. No real root, because sin x can never be greater than 1. Sin x can never be greater than 1. So that is very, very important concept. I hope this is fine. Logarithm, trigonometry, quadratic. And believe me, these are the combination you used to have. I also thought of taking one video on the advanced JEE question on logarithm. Even the logarithm as a whole chapter has not the part of what we can say mains and advanced, but without logarithm you can't crack maths as well as physics. So I have seen quite a few questions which came from the logarithm area, so I will try to take those also. Okay, fine. So here it's JEE advanced. Good. It's really good question. It's good. I told you guys that today I am going to take some really good questions. Last was a little halwa kind of video, a very simple 10 based question. Let us try this. So first is theta lies between alpha and beta are the roots of the equation. Fine. So my starting is okay, alpha 1 and beta 1. So my starting is sum of the zeros it's an x, so it is 2 sec theta, sum of the zeros 2 sec theta upon 1, and the product of the zeros is simply 1, isn't it? It is 2 sec theta upon 1 minus b by a, and c by a is something like this. And similarly second one is this minus 2 tan theta, and the product of the zeros is c by a is minus 1. That is something I am getting. And make a note about this thing. I think this will be very helpful. I am again saying JEE advanced questions should be dealt just like that. It's very important. Each and every steps, each and every information they are given should be used. Very, very good question. I like this question very much. Fine. One more question I will tell you, I will take today. You will also observe that is also a very good question. Fine. So minus pi by 6 to minus pi by 12. So I can guess that minus pi by 6 will be this. minus pi by 12 will be this. Minus pi by 12 means 15 degree and this one is 30 degree. So my theta is somewhere here. Fine, in between that, so it's the fourth quadrant. So in the fourth quadrant, tan is negative, sec is positive. Because we are just sec and tan, so that's why I'm taking tan is negative, sec is positive. And now I also need to think about this condition. Here, JEE Advanced, please. Fine. Start it, alpha 1 plus beta 1, alpha 1 beta 1, alpha 2 plus beta 2, alpha 2 beta 2. They have asked alpha 1 plus beta 2. They have asked alpha 1 plus beta 2. What I can do here with this setup, just think about what I can do. It's alpha 1 plus beta 1 is this. Can I have something else in my mind? Okay. Can I solve this for x by using the quadratic formula? Let me try that. I have just written this. Let us see how it will be helpful for me. Let us try solving using quadratic formula. So it is minus 2 sec theta, that is minus b become minus plus 2 sec theta, minus b plus or minus b square is 4 sec square theta, minus 4 AC, so 1 and 1, so minus 4, and upon 2, so that gives me this is 4 taken common, sec square theta minus 1 is tan square theta under root outside is tan theta. So I am getting it 2 sec theta plus or minus mod tan theta, final upon 2, and obviously it is 2 times because 4 when pulled out it will be 2. So this 2 and this 2 get cancelled. One more important aspect, please you remember that whenever you are opening the under root or you are taking the square root, in that case you need to put down the mod. But in this particular question, don't waste your time on mod because it will not affect at all. The reason is already before mod we have plus minus sign. So what does mod means? When I will open it, it will give plus minus sign. I already have plus minuses. So don't waste your time on mod. Fine, it won't affect your answer at all. So just forget the mod. So for the timing, I can say that I need to rub it out. Why I have written x? Okay, x is the root. So alpha 1 and beta 1 basically. So I am getting alpha 1 beta 1 to be sec theta plus tan theta plus minus, and downside is over. Now very important, I told it's an advanced question. Always there should be strike in your mind that we are dealing with advanced. Alpha 1 greater than beta 1. They are saying alpha 1 greater than beta 1. So which one is alpha 1, which one is beta 1? And that is important because question asks is alpha 1 plus beta 2. So it is very important to figure out the alpha 1 or the beta 1. Fine. So alpha 1 is greater than beta 1 and I am in the fourth quadrant. Sec theta is always positive. Tan theta is negative. So to that negative is this minus sign of here attached. So minus become plus. So I can conclude that alpha 1 will be sec theta minus tan theta because it will be greater than sec theta plus tan theta since tan theta is negative. So I got first set. I hope so that I don't require all these things. Fine. So fine. I think that's just best. I can try it here. So let me pick up the second equation. This. Fine. So directly same way. Say x value for second equation. This is the first and this is the second. Fine. X value is what? Minus b. So minus 2 tan theta plus or minus under root of b square is 4 tan square theta. Under root of b square minus 4 AC, 1 and minus, so it is plus 4 and upon 2. Fine, upon 2. So that gives me 2 to get cancelled. I am pulling out 4 outside under root. Let me write down one more step. Minus 2 tan theta plus or minus 2 mod sec theta, because under root of tan square theta plus 1 is sec square theta under root is sec theta. So when I will open the under root sign, it will be mod upon 2. Fine. So that is something I am getting. So I am just writing it again like alpha 2 beta 2. So alpha 2 beta 2 is getting minus tan theta. Yeah, plus minus. I told that plus minus you can write down and just avoid that mod sign. Just avoid that mod sign. Fine, that's it. Yeah. Now they are also given that alpha 2 is greater than beta 2. Alpha 2 is greater than beta 2. So alpha 2 is greater than beta 2 and we require beta 2. Fine. So alpha 2 is greater than beta 2. So beta 2 should be smaller of the two. See, tan is already negative here, and we know that in fourth quadrant, this is fourth quadrant theta. So this is again negative. So negative, negative, positive, and there is a minus tan theta. So this is positive only, and I want the beta 2 to be smaller than alpha 2. So I will take, and sec is always positive in fourth quadrant. So I will consider beta 2 to be equal to smaller. So this is positive minus another positive. So that will give me the reduced answer. So it is minus tan theta minus sec theta. Again I am repeating, not plus sec theta, because beta 2 is the smaller one. Beta 2 is the smaller one. So minus tan theta is always positive in the fourth quadrant. Sec theta is already positive. So positive minus positive will give me a chota answer compared to the other way. Yeah, I want alpha 1 plus beta 2. Alpha 1 plus beta 2. So sec theta minus sec theta get cancelled. Minus tan theta minus tan theta. Minus 2 tan theta. Minus 2 tan theta. Fine. I will give you this question. It's not advanced level because nothing great we have done. The only thing is this chota bada thing we are just little worked out. Otherwise it's a very simple question. Theta lies in fourth quadrant, sec and cos is positive, the rest are negative. All this basic concept. So even though it's advanced question, but I don't think it's of that level. Fine. Anyway, this is fine. I hope you guys are getting this, and it was a plus 4 minus 1 question of advanced came in 2014. Fine. Yeah. 19th question of the series. Oh, that's a good question. 19th question. This is 10th April, first shift 2019. The options are here. Alpha and beta are the roots of QE. Okay. So sum of the roots, let me just check out. Alpha plus beta. Sum of the root is it's in x, so minus sin theta. Product of the root is c by a, so minus 2 sin theta. Can I have a relation here? I can say that alpha beta, so it is 2 times alpha plus beta is alpha beta, isn't it? So if I multiply this by 2, so it will be same. So I may think that it will be helpful. Let us just keep it as it is. Fine. What else? Theta is in the first quadrant. Okay, fine. Okay, so let us first resolve this. Let us first resolve this. What they have given. Fine. Alpha power. See, be smart enough. That's why I used to say that 8, 9, 10, the competitive arena and all those will be very helpful. It's not that a student who is directly working in the 11th standard for JEE and etc. they can't do, but you can save your time if you have a little bit of knowledge of like that level. Now see here, I have to just go with the reciprocal of this. Fine. So when I will go with the reciprocal and cross it, so I am going to get in the numerator alpha power 12 plus beta power 12, which get cancelled directly with this, which will definitely save your 15 to 20 seconds. And believe me, 1 second is very, very important. A marathon, people know that millisecond is important, but for us each second is important. So don't do it just like a bullshit a standard 7th 8th student. Just cancel that, then you are left with product 1 upon alpha power 12 plus 1 upon beta power 12. Cross will get cancelled, product will be left. So you are left with alpha power 12 beta power 12 and divided by alpha minus beta power 24. That is something the question you have. You can assume it to be like that. That is something the question you have. Maybe you are unable to see, so I am just repeating it. You are left with alpha power 12 beta power 12 upon alpha minus beta power 24. That is something they are asking, and we have that kind of option. Make a note of option also. Fine, because we can't go beyond that, because it's not the final answer. It can be simplified further, but we have to stop there. Okay, fine. So let us work here, because alpha beta is known to me, but alpha minus beta is not. So let me convert this alpha minus beta into alpha plus beta and alpha beta relation. So what I know, alpha minus beta whole square is alpha plus beta whole square. We have done this in the earlier session also. Minus 4 alpha beta. Isn't it? It is making sense. In fact, I can write it down alpha beta whole power 12. Let me write down and then I will rub it. And here it is alpha minus beta square and power 12. So this 12 and this 12 matches. So I will just keep it like this. Power 12. Simple. I think this is something very clear now. I need to find out this. And alpha minus beta square is replaced with this. But before putting this, look at this. I will just check, take this one. Fine. So alpha plus beta, let me put down alpha plus beta whole square as it is. Minus 4 alpha beta, so minus 4, so minus 4 to the minus 8 alpha plus beta. Fine. That is something you know that you can take alpha plus beta common. Let me put down over here. So I am just putting it here. Fine. Little below. So alpha beta is 2 times alpha plus beta. So my answer will be 2 times alpha plus beta divided by alpha minus beta whole square is, I can take alpha plus beta common. So let me take alpha plus beta common and happy. And alpha plus beta minus 8 is left. Alpha plus beta minus 8. Fine, that is something left. Power 12. Power 12. Power 12. So my answer will be 2 power 12. 2 power 12 upon alpha plus beta is what? Minus sine theta. That is minus sine theta minus 8 and power 12. I am getting the answer in that form only. I can take minus sign common and the power is even. So negative even power is positive. So my answer is option A. 2 to the power 12 upon sine theta plus 8 power 12. Fine. It's not so tough question. I can on a scale of 1 to 10 I can give it below side as a 4. It's not that tough question. The only thing is you should understand the concept. Fine. Theta belongs to 0 to pi by 2. First quadrant everything is positive. That's why they have given this information. But we are just ignore this. Fine. Okay. So just go to the next question. Okay. So next question is question number 20th. 7th Jan, first shift 2020. Easy question. Little tricky but easy. Alpha and beta are the roots of the equation. So my equation is, I can say that it is not in x but it is in tan x. So the roots will be accordingly converted. So alpha and beta are the roots of x. Basically the x value can be replaced with alpha and beta, but my quadratic is in tan x, so my root of this quadratic will be tan alpha and tan beta. That is very, very important concept. So my roots are tan alpha and tan beta. So let me just find the value of sum of the roots, tan alpha plus tan beta. I am writing it here that tan alpha and tan beta are my roots. So sum of the zeros is minus b by a, so it is root 2 lambda upon k plus 1, and product of the zero is tan alpha into tan beta is this. So I can shift this to this side, so 1 minus k become k minus 1, that is my c. So it is c upon a, so it is k minus 1 upon a is k plus 1. So that is something, the information I can carry for the time being. Now next is just work on this because one more information known to us here is this. So this gives me a clue that I should go with tan of alpha plus beta. Anyhow, we don't have much option. I need to go with tan of alpha plus beta only. Fine. So what is tan of alpha plus beta here? Is tan alpha plus tan beta upon 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. Fine. So tan alpha plus tan beta is root 2 lambda upon k plus 1. See, a smart student can just cancel this k plus 1. They are not in a position to write down because that is a wastage of time. They know that it is a ratio, so it should be cancelled. It's a smart student. That's why I told that IIT, and when you are talking about IIT, so just be smart enough. 1 minus tan alpha tan beta, 1 minus this, cross this. So that's why I'm just trying that approach. I just want you guys to feel like an IIT. Fine. So k plus 1 is going to be cancelled. 1 minus this, because this is, so k plus 1 minus k plus 1, because minus and minus plus 1. So k plus 1 minus k, so it's just 2. Fine. So ultimately you got it at lambda by root 2. That's it. It's again, I can say that 32nd question. So lambda by root 2 is something you got for tan of alpha plus beta, and they have given the value of tan square alpha plus beta. So square this out. So you will get lambda square upon 2 is equal to given as 50. So that gives you lambda square is equal to 100. That gives you lambda is equal to plus minus 10. And I hope so that 10 is an option. 10 is an option. Isn't it that simple? I can just rate it as a 30-second question. It's not beyond 30 seconds. Fine. So it's the 7th Jan question of last year 2020. First sheet. Yeah, 21st question is again easy question. It's easy question. They have given the quadratic, this one, and tan 30 and tan 15 are the roots in the value of this. Very simple question. I think so. Tan 30 plus tan 15 is sum of the zeros because they are the roots. So sum of the zeros, so that gives you minus b, and tan 30 into tan 15, that is product of the zero, is q. Fine. One common mistake student used to do is that they used to put the value of tan 30 because we have a habit 1 by root 3. I don't think it is required in this question. Fine. Why? Because question is something else. 2 plus q minus p. Don't try to put tan 15 value also, because you guys have been taught that tan 15 can be calculated by using the rule tan 45 minus 30. Little lengthier, so just be firm to the simple steps. That simple step is this. Tan 45 is tan of 30 plus 15. So tan of alpha plus beta is tan alpha plus tan beta upon 1 minus tan alpha tan beta. And I know both sum and the product. Fine. So tan 45 is 1, tan 30 plus tan 15 is minus b upon 1 minus their product is q. Fine. So when I cross it, I am going to get q minus 1 is equal to b. Be smart and a little faster. Q minus 1 is equal to p. Question is q minus p. So just bring p this side, q minus p, bring 1 that side. That's it. Over there was plus 2. So plus 2 gives me option B. Isn't it an easy question? JEE Means 2006. Very simple question. So both these questions involving trigonometry is basically cakewalk, 30 second, hardly 30 second question. Fine. Now the last question is really a bouncer. This is very good question. When I saw it first, I myself took around 3 to 4 minutes to crack this question, and I am really surprised why this question came in mains. It's a clear candidate of advanced, but fine. Anyway, you can't do anything. What I can say that this is a question where you will learn a lot. We have seen one question earlier, that alpha 1, beta 1, alpha 2, beta 2, which involves the concept of log, which involves the concept, which involves the concept of quadratic, trigonometry, and a little bit of log also in that question. Now this is very, very important question. This is very, very important. Let alpha and beta be the roots of the equation. This is the equation. They have given that theta is in the first quadrant and alpha is less than beta. Every condition should be used. And please believe me, whenever you saw something like this, it's game over for you guys. You think that okay, that it's a very tough, it's not possible to deliver, but this is really easiest. You saw this infinite. They are given infinite signs, so it's a case. If anyone who know a little bit knowledge of sequence and series, especially the series part of it, because this summation came in that series part, you will catch it. Fine. It's a GP question basically. So here in this question, quadratic, trigonometry, sequence and series. That's why I told it's a real candidate of advanced. but it came in 11th Jan, second shift 2019, JEE Mains. Fine. Okay, so they are asking us to find the value of this, so let me attack on this. Let me attack on this. I can separate the two. So my first part will be summation 0 to infinite alpha power n plus summation 0 to infinite minus 1 power n upon beta power n. That is something. Now just check out, start putting the values. N is equal to 0, so alpha power 0 is 1. So 1 plus alpha square, that is going to happen. And here what is going to happen? Put the value 0. Any number to the power 0 is 1. So I am talking about that. 1 plus, no, minus. Because when I will put n is equal to 1, so it will be minus 1. So minus 1 upon beta. What will be the next? N is equal to 2, so it will be positive. So plus 1 upon beta square minus 1 upon beta cube, and so on and so forth. Fine. So this summation has been sorted out so easily. Next thing, you can easily understand that both are GP until infinity it is going on. So it is sum to infinity GP. I hope that you remember the formula. Sum to infinity GP formula is S infinity is equal to A upon 1 minus R. And of course R will be in between minus 1 and 1. Fine. So S infinity is equal to A upon 1 minus R. Very simple. So can I conclude the answer for this? Let me change the pen. The answer for this is A, means first term upon common ratio is alpha. Fine. So 1 upon 1 minus alpha, and it was, I guess, plus now. Yeah, plus. So this, and I am writing the answer for this also here. Plus, so make a note that this is here. Yeah, first term is 1 upon 1 minus, what is R over here? Isn't it, check out, what is R? Minus 1 upon beta upon 1 is this, and 1 upon beta square upon minus 1 upon beta, so it's again this, minus 1 upon beta. So I can conclude that it is minus 1 upon beta. So minus 1 is plus, fine. That is something I am going to get, isn't it? Now, here, I told that this is a very good question. Here the student stuck, because we have a habit, we means including I, have a habit. After looking at here, I will just do this cross beta and then cross it and get something like alpha plus beta and then alpha beta, and then I will think about, okay guys, there is a relation alpha plus beta, we can use that. Isn't it very complicated in that case, because minus b by and all that. So be smart enough. See, I am telling you guys, JEE Mains, JEE Advanced is more of 80%, I can say 80% intelligence, 20% hard work. And just take my words, it's 80% intelligence, 20% hard work. I will stop doing any further step. I can do everything after this mentally, orally, without using paper and pencil. But for you guys, I am doing, just check out the next step. The next step, I am not changing it. You know that we have a habit of doing cross and all that, and alpha plus beta and alpha beta. Believe me, it's not like that. 1 upon 1 minus alpha, and one step I am just doing it. It is beta upon beta plus 1 or 1 plus beta. Something like this. Fine. Now I will not use paper and pencil. Fine. Now this is something is there. See, our answer is also in that fashion. Check out this options. It is exactly in that fashion. You can check out. So you can directly jump there. You can directly jump to answer. But answers are in sin theta and cos theta, and here we have alpha and beta. So that gives me one clue that it's better for me to get the value of alpha and beta. It's better for me to get the value of alpha and beta. If I get them, it's a little, what we can say, that's a cakewalk basically. Fine. Is it that tough to get the value of alpha and beta in this question? Just check out. Just check out. I'm doing it for you guys. I don't require it for myself. So alpha plus beta is minus b by a, so it is sin theta cos theta plus 1 by a is upon sin theta. Or this is something information which we used to do in the beginning itself. So that gives sin theta get cancelled, so it is cos theta plus 1 upon sin theta. I hope this is fine. This get cancelled, and this. Product of the zeros is cos theta upon sin theta. Cos theta upon sin theta. I am telling you, I am doing this for you, and just be or I can say that keep your donkey mind outside the examination hall. Look at this, watch this, watch this, watch this. You will observe that alpha and beta are cos theta and 1 upon sin theta. Watch this, sum of the two, and can I say product of the same two? It's just a smart work, nothing else. It's just a smart work. Fine. Now the real question arises. So we got this. But now the real question arises. Alpha is equal to cos theta, beta is equal to 1 upon sin theta. Why not alpha is equal to 1 upon sin theta and beta is equal to cos theta? Possible? Absolutely possible. But, look at this. Look at this. This will clear you. This will clear you. Fine. This thing and this thing. Fine. Theta is in first quadrant. Theta is in first quadrant. So in first quadrant, even in between 0 and 45, sin theta value is something and the reciprocal of that will be greater than 1. Sin theta value is something and the reciprocal of that 0 to 45. Sin 0, 0, sin 45, 0.707. So the reciprocal of that will be greater than 1. So that means 1 upon sin theta value will be greater than 1 and cos theta value will be always less than 1. So here beta becomes greater than alpha, whereas they have given, same thing. So that means I will discard this and my answer will be this. Fine. So that means alpha is equal to cos theta, beta is equal to 1 upon sin theta. Okay. So 1 upon 1 minus cos theta plus this is this, or suppose if you remember it was something like this. If you remember it was something like this in the beginning. So 1 upon, so I am getting this answer. 1 upon, check out 1 plus 1 upon beta. Check out which answer you will pick up. That will be your final answer. It's minus. Fine. So 1 upon 1 minus cos theta plus, plus. So your answer option C will come. Check out again. Alpha is cos theta. So 1 upon 1 minus cos theta plus 1 upon 1 plus. Check out this. You will observe that it is, if you want to do this cross, beta plus 1 and beta goes up. So your answer option will be this one. Fine. So it's a very good question. I can consider this to be a very good question. Don't get confused with anything. I hope so that you are clear with this. It is a simple question. Now the way we are told. So make a note that in JEE Mains and Advanced you are lucky if you are getting question like this. Why I am saying this thing? Because this question can be sorted out very quickly compared to the question which seems to be very easy but it is taking 3, 4, 5 minutes of time. When a question is taking 3, 4, 5 minutes of time, it's a trap for you guys. It is always a trap. That is something I used to teach my CAT student also, that whenever you are getting a question which is solvable but it is taking a very long time, so it's a trap. So always try to avoid that question for the time being and choose for something which is seater. Seater means something, a question which can be solved within few seconds, within few, say for example 30 seconds, 40 seconds. That is always observation you should have. So your glancing ability is also very, very important when we are dealing questions and exams like this. Fine. So I have quite a few questions of trigonometry and QE together. I will take it in the next session. And again, then I am just clubbing some questions based on some mod, greatest integer function that also came. And I have a separate video for 2021 3 session. I have a separate video for 2021 because they just recently came, this 3 paper, February, March and the last one that is of July. So I don't want to club with the earlier because there is a possibility that in the 4th session they will not repeat it. But you should get some observation and there is again a possibility that they can repeat it. So it's a both way. So that's why I don't want to keep it in a separate video. I will just give the heading 2021 and all the questions will be covered in that. Okay, fine. Thank you.